Welcome to the internet. You are now on the horror stories section. Today we have the story of the ghost who haunted my grandparents' house a long time ago. 20 years ago, my grandparents built their house from zero. It had a gym, for their children were all athletes, a grand living room, and the biggest kitchen the family had ever seen. He had 8 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. This is a lot of description, you may say, but don't worry, this will be important later on. My uncle Arnulfo and his friend went to the house during the night to guard it. They took 2 dogs alongside with them, a Great Dane and a German Shepherd, who were trying to attack whoever they told them to. The basement, which was where the gym was, and the first floor were already finished, but the second and third floor were still being constructed. It was past midnight. My uncle and his friend were ready to go to sleep when they heard a noise. Someone was trying to open the front door. The doorknob was moving from left to right and back, but the door wouldn't open because it was locked. After a few seconds, the movement stopped. My uncle and his friend were already up and ready to see whoever was trying to enter the house. My uncle got closer to the front door to try to see who was outside, when another noise stopped him. This time, it was not the doorknob from the front door that was moving, but the one from the door that led to the basement. This door was not locked, so my uncle, blinded with rage, did not hesitate and opened the door after yelling to the dogs. "Get 'em, boys!" he yelled. "Rip them open!" But the dogs did not move. Instead, they hid behind the sofas and started crying and howling. Both my uncle and his friend were shocked. There was no one at the basement door, and there was no way that someone could enter from the basement. Still, they went to investigate. There was no one down there. The second time the ghost terrified my family was when the house was fully constructed. My uncle Polo needed to take some equipment from the house, especially from the gym, to a park where a taekwondo tournament was being held. My aunt Olga and 2 other friends helped him carry the equipment to the entrance so my uncle could put them in the truck, go to the park, leave the equipment, come back to the house, and so on. On the third journey, my aunt went to the gym in the basement with her friends. They were cleaning and carrying more stuff when they heard noises upstairs. They heard various steps and furniture moving. My aunt thought that her brother had come back earlier and told her friends to carry the equipment remaining and to take it upstairs. But when they got there was no one. They thought that maybe the brother had already left. Maybe the noises were not coming from the house, but from the neighbors, until they heard noises from the second floor. Someone was opening and closing the doors. My aunt thought, maybe he's looking for something that was down there in the gym. So she went up and looked for her brother, but there was no one. The doors were all closed when they normally would be opened. She felt so scared that she told her friends to get out of the house and wait for her brother to actually come. Later on, he did come. He inspected the house, but there was no one in there. If you'd like to see the ending of this story, please follow me and wait for the next episode.